Hi friends, welcome to webcam. In this video, I am going to discuss what is data modeling. So, if you are preparing for the Power BI interview or data analysis interview, so this question is very much important. Even if you are preparing for the SQL developer, also this question is very much important because model is the everything in the data. Right. So, what is a modeling? In Power BI, it is a process of organizing and structuring a data in any of the tool. Okay, modeling definition is same. Modeling is a process of organizing and structuring a data to create a meaningful relationship between different data sets, or we can say different entities of business. Right. So what it does, it helps in optimizing the data retrieval. Okay, so data retrieval will be a faster and in optimized way. You can retrieve the data what you need for the analysis purpose. You can get that. That will improve the performance of your model. Obviously, whatever the report you are going to create, so that will get refreshed easily, or the response of that report will be improved one if your model is a proper, and it ensures the accurate analysis. Obviously, for the accuracy we are creating a model. Right. So what are the aspects of data modeling, if you ask? So first of all, obviously you are going to create a relationships. Right. So your business has different data sets, different types of data sets, and anyhow they are obviously in a related to each other. So you need to find out that, and you need to create a relationship, like using the primary key and foreign key. Right? Meaning, if you want your model to be a strong one, relation should be in this format only: the primary key and foreign key. So fact table always have the duplicate record, so that will be a foreign key table, and primary keys always comes from the dimension table. This is how one to many or many to one relationship is maintained. And if all your relationships are one to many or many to one, then and then only you will say your model is perfectly fine. One to one is again a good. There is no harm with the one to one, but yes, many to many is not good for your model. If your model has a many to many relationship, in that case, your model will be a weak model that will not give you the accurate result. Right. So this is about the relationships. Then it is recommended to use the star scheme. Okay, so there are two schemas in modeling: star schema and snowflake schema. So in star schema, central fact table is linked to the multiple dimension tables, improving its usability and performance. Obviously, this is the better approach. So you should make sure that your model is in star schema. Okay, so if I come to the Power BI where I created a model, so this is what my sales table, and the information about the product, information about the customer, information about the store, information about the date is linked with this table. So if I show you, if I click on the line, and if I show you here, so relationship cardinality, you can see this is many to one. At many to one, meaning the filtering is going from product table to online sales table. Because here we have a data, numerical data is sitting here. So this is how the one-to-many relationship is, or many-to-one relationship is made, right? Then, so this indicates the type of relationship we have. And now you can see here, all the tables are connected to the single table, right? Single table. So this is where we can say, this is a star scheme. Star scheme. Then what is a snowflake schema? If dimension table is further connected to the dimension table, in that case, we can say this is a snowflake schema. Right. So star schema, only one dimensional table is connected. In snowflake schema, dimensional table is connected to the another multiple dimensional table. So this is how the schemas in modeling defines. Right. So this is on the star schema. It is always better to use the star schema in Power BI. Normalization, separating a descriptive attributes into the dimensional table to avoid the redundancy. Obviously, yes. So here in this online sales table, we should not include the details about the product and all. So if you add the product number, right? So rest of the details should be sitting in the separate table to avoid the redundant data, right? So here in this case, let's say I have a 250 products, and then that products may be ordered for a couple of times, and then let's say I have a millions of record for that, those many products in a year. So your data related to the product information should not get repeated for the millions of times. To avoid this, yes, this is what the a table you need to maintain, and this is what we can define. This is a normalization, separating a descriptive attributes into a dimensional table to avoid the data redundancy. Then DAX measures, obviously, once the relationships are defined, that is fine. Okay, you defined a relationship, but you are, meaning the models are not like you can directly get the details what you want, how you want to see the data. Okay, to derive the result, DAX expressions, meaning the data analysis expressions, this is a language that is used with the analysis service models to retrieve the data and or to create a calculated fields. You can create a measure, you can create a table, you can create a columns for the deeper insights, right? Then optimization, ensuring the data efficient data storage. So modeling ensures the data storage, meaning your data, redundant data is not there in the modeling. So your storage is optimized. It required, your model will require a less storage. And even retrieval will be the faster for the report generation. Right. So what Power BI does, Power BI provides tools to visually model the data, make it easier for user to analyze and interpret the complex data set. So this is what here you can see that this is how the modeling can be done. Here you can create a new measure, you can create a new column, new table based on the existing tables, and obviously you need to learn the DAX expressions. Then only you will be able to do this. Now, how data modeling works, right? So I just said it is a process of defining and structuring the data to store effectively, or to store in organized way and manage it. This is fine. Okay, this is a data modeling definition. But there are different types of data modeling. At very first level, we can say the high level model is created. That is called conceptual data model. That just define the overall structure and relationship between data without any technical details. Okay. So how entities are related to each other is just defined virtually. This is completely virtual model. No technical details are involved or considered in the conceptual model. But when our conceptual model is ready, then we can dive for the more detail. That is nothing but logical data models. So here we can focus on the attributes, relationships, and then constraints. But still, logical model is prepared without any platform specific implementation. In logical model, again, this is a we can say that diagrammatically a model. Here we will just study on the data. We can define the how the relationship can be created, and yes, so what are the different rules to store the data in the database, right? That is nothing but constant. Once your logical data model is ready, then we will go for the physical data model. So all these things are taken care by the business analyst. They will just guide you to the, or if you are there as a Power BI developer, so they will just tell you that you need to do this, how to create a relationship, how to store the data, how to manage the table, and how to manage the keys. Everything will be given to you. And obviously, as a developer, you will be building a model to store the data physically in the database. That includes a table, indexes, keys. So this statements is like this is for the SQL, but it is same for the Power BI also. But yeah, we are not going to create a database and all. So Power BI, it's a Power BI internal memory, meaning the PBIX file memory is nothing but a database in that case for you. Right. So if you would like to discuss the examples, so we can take an example of e-commerce platform, that is Amazon and Flipkart. Any e-commerce platform you can consider. So in e-commerce, there is something called product, there is something called customer, there is something called orders, and then payments. So these 3, 4, 5 are the business entities that are defined in conceptual model. Okay, this is fine. This is how we will have the data. We will have the separate table for the product, we will have the separate table for the customers, we will have the separate table for orders, and then we will have the separate table for the payment details. Now once this ready, you can come to the logical model where you will prepare, or you will try to find a specific relationship between these entities, these tables, product, customer, orders, and payments. Right. So once the relationships are defined, physical model is created based on the logical model. So this physical model include the databases for the product details, the order history, user credentials. Many things will comes in a picture to build a model, and that physical model will be used for a business to run the business. Right. This is the one example. If you would like to take an example of supply chain, so in supply chain there is something called inventory tracking, logistics, purchasing. So many things are again there. So in supply chain, supplier, warehouses, products, shipments. So these kind of details comes in the picture. So these will be a conceptual models like suppliers, warehouse, products, and shipments. Then in logical level, what we can do is uh, in stock level or replacement schedules or delivery tracking, how we can do that, that can be defined. How what would be the relationship between supplier and product, and then shipment details, how these data sets can be related. This is what defined. And at the end of modeling the physical model, backend database that will manage the inventory, logistic, purchase, everything will be defined physically. So this is how the data modeling works. Okay. So this is completely depends upon the type of industry. Okay. So if you like to discuss the social media platform, so this is again, there is something called users, post, comments, likes, and followers, right? So these are the different entities for the social media. Then in logical meaning, what this is just a concept. The conceptual model will say we will have the users, we will have the post, we will have the comments, we will have the likes, we will have the followers. Logical model, in logical model we will find the connection between users, post, visibility, engagement tracking. Then the many things will comes in a picture, the login, user login and all. But everything is defined in the logical model, everything is built in, or we can say that is set up in the physical model. When logical model is ready, a physical model is used to large scale distributed database handling billions of interactions. So you can take an example of Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, right? Now, how the data is organized. Okay, so what we studied is a one type of model, but data model structures are different. That is completely depends on the purpose and application of the model. First of all, in some cases, we will use the hierarchical model. So where we use the hierarchical model. So if you think like XML databases, this is fine, where the data will be in the hierarchical order. The another example of this is a file system, Windows registry, right? So or XML databases where data is arranged like a tree with a parent-child relationship, right? So in file systems also, we create a folder, then subfolder, then subfolder. Then this is how the things works, right? Uh, Then there is something called network model. Network model is used in airline reservation system, where flights, passengers, ticketing systems are interconnected. So in network model, entities are connected through the multiple relationships, forming a graph structure. Then there is something called relational model. This is what we are using in Power BI. Data is structured into the table with rows and column, and relationship is created between these tables, right? So customer account transaction stored in SQL databases. This is the example. So nowadays, meaning whatever we are doing in a Power BI is nothing but a relational model. Then there is something called object-oriented model that represent data as an object with attributes and behaviors. So this model is used in programming languages like Python, Java, .NET. where the classes and objects are the real world concepts. So this is how the data model structures define, or we have different types of data models. Out of these, in Power BI, we are using the relational model. Then what are the different benefits of data modeling? Obviously, what it does is it improves the data quality, helps to eliminate the inconsistency and redundancies that will ensure the accuracy and reliability of the data. Then it enhance the performance, optimize the data retrieval and processing, improve the system efficiency. Yes, because the data is in proper structure, and there is no redundant data, that will obviously improve the performance. Even data modeling helps to take a decision for the business, because it provides the structured approach to data analysis. Relationships establish a connection between data sets, so that will make it easier to understand the complex data structures. Scalability supports the future growth by allowing seamless integration of new data sources. So it is very easy. If your model is ready, your new data sets can be added very easily. Then cost efficiency reduces the error and inefficiencies that will save the time and resources in data management. So data modeling is essential for businesses looking to leverage the data effectively for strategic planning and operational improvement. So these statements make a sense, because this is what happening with the help of data modeling. So I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. Happy learning. Please do not forget to subscribe webcam and share the videos with your loved ones.